Hi, welcome to my totally legit K-pop news show. My name is Angelina, renowned K-pop journalist, here today for a special Saturday edition of my usual Sunday news show. Basically a day where we take a look at all the K-pop news from throughout the week. And today we're going to talk about Aespa's Winter under fire for alleged hamster negligence, Huening Bahiyyih from Girls Planet 999's fandom under scrutiny for their alleged voting tactics, people noticing that Ateez's Seonghwa and Soobin are posting the same photos and starting fake dating rumors, and of course Blink's being upset that Jennie and Jisoo are cut out of Lady Gaga's Sour Candy remix. So if you're interested in these subjects, keep on watching. If you're only interested in one or two, then lucky you. That rhymed and I did not even try. This video is separated into super fancy segments. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. Starting with Winter from Aespa and her hamster controversy. This all started when she went on Bubble and told a story of her school days and her 25 hamsters, saying, "I definitely started with just 2, but the relationship was really good. But eventually she decided to only raise 1 of them." Now some people took issue with how casually she was talking about her hamster issue, as they claim hamsters are sensitive and require more attentive care, such as not having more than 1 in a cage, and some even wondering what happened to the 24 other hamsters. Though I personally am not a hamster expert, nor am I qualified to give any advice on the subject, so please don't take any care advice from this video. This is just what I've gathered from what people have been saying. In fact, if we read some of the translated comments on the original post, one of them says, "I've never had a pet and I'm not interested, but I know that you shouldn't keep male and female hamsters together. It's standard common sense." Another comment reading, "You may not know it when you were young, but it's too much to say that out of your mouth when you grow up." However, if we look at the response to this on Twitter, it does seem that fans are mostly defending her, saying that she was young and information about hamster care must have been limited to her. I would obviously love to know what you think if you know anything about hamster care. I think it's valid to offer advice, especially when you're taking care of an animal, but let me know what you think. Because on the other hand, sometimes people give bad advice on handling animals. For example, standard advice might not fit every single species, and we also haven't taken into account the fact that maybe she was actually just exaggerating. Those details are ultimately unclear, and as the story is now, it hasn't gotten to a point where SM has given a response to it. Moving on to some Girls Planet 999 controversy, which is totally unexpected and unprecedented for Mnet. It does seem that people are still claiming that votes are being manipulated, this time by viewers. For those who don't know, there is a contestant named Huening Bahiyyih. She is Huening Kai's sister, and she is indeed a contestant on the show with a lot of support, with a lot of fans. And a post from Nate Pan has seemingly highlighted a thread showing bulk purchases of SIM cards that they claim were bought so that they could vote multiple times for her as a contestant on the show. So in theory, instead of just being able to vote for her once, they have the potential to vote up to 14,000 times as expressed in this post. So this post has garnered some attention and definitely opened up a conversation about the ethics of this. On one hand, we have people saying it's not the fandom's fault, that they have power in numbers, that they are dedicated, that they're willing to go so far to ensure their fave's success, right? This is a tale as old as time. The most dedicated fandoms will win in the end when it comes to voting, or streaming, or whatever the case may be. However, on the other side of things, we have people who have highlighted that it's actually quite fraudulent to do something like this, and that Mnet would actually have to figure out a way to regulate this issue to make voting more fair. I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into this, so I went to the Twitter account that was shown in the Nate Pan post. So first of all, the original thread has since been deleted, but a clarification post has been made since this story has gained some traction. The Twitter user basically saying that Nate Pan and Reddit have been taking their words out of context. They claim the cards were not for Bahiyyih, but for island trainees, but also adds on to this saying that using SIM cards isn't considered voting manipulation, as it's similar to using multiple email accounts to vote for something. They even go on to clarify that the SIM card photos were not their own photos, even pointing out that we can see island trainee names written within them, saying that in the original thread they had clarified that island trainees are dedicated. Though since the original thread has been deleted, I can't quite fact check that. However, the second user highlighted in the Nate Pan post did confirm they were using SIM cards in bulk to vote for her. They basically expressed that they did not buy the SIM cards, but that they were sponsored to them by the company that they had tagged. They go on to say that it's normal in their country to use this method, but that they were unaware it was not allowed in other countries, ending off with their apologies and that they will find alternate ways to vote from now on. But of course, I would love to know your thoughts on this. In general, do you think it's fair game for fandoms to vote like this, to do something like this? Or do you think it's unethical and would count as fraudulent? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to Ateez from Seonghwa and Soobin from TXT. Did I do it again? Fuck. Now, I've covered some interesting to say the least dating rumors in the past, from Blackpink's Rosie to Miss A's Suzy to now even Seonghwa and Soobin. And I think it's always interesting just to see how far fans are willing to take a situation, how far they're willing to stretch it. So let's take a little bit of a look. With the understanding that a lot of people do understand this is a joke. So where did this all stem from? Well, Seonghwa posted these photos to Twitter with the caption, "Please take good care of me in September." And Soobin also posted these photos with the exact same caption. And that's it. That's literally it. Now, it seems originally there was a post that explained that if they were a female and male idol, that there would be dating speculations, which then led people to joke about dating speculations, which then led people to just go along with it. So yeah, let's move on. The last thing we're going to talk about are Blinks being upset at Lady Gaga's newest remix of Sour Candy. Basically, this remix was released on September 3rd, and many fans were anticipating it. However, when they heard the remix, they found that most of their parts were removed, and in fact, Jennie and Jisoo's parts were cut out completely. So fans were not too excited about that, especially since it's a song with BLACKPINK, right? With many going to Twitter to express how BLACKPINK is 4 members, how Jennie and Jisoo added so much flavor to the song only to be cut out of the remix. I took the liberty of going to hear this remix for myself, and we do hear Rosie and Lisa's first verses, then Rosie's chorus throughout. Now, some are saying they could have kept everyone's parts because the original song is quite short, and they could have just made the song a little bit longer, which they did do with this remix, we just don't hear their parts. So it's now been extended to 3 minutes and 45 seconds from its previous 2 minutes and 37 seconds. But we also have 2 new artists that are featured on this remix, which consequently also cuts Lady Gaga's parts significantly as well. So if we actually go to the comment section on YouTube of this remix, we will see commentators praising all 4 members of BLACKPINK with spam-like similar comments. Now, this is one where I'm personally conflicted, so I would love to know your opinion. Do you think this is actually unfair? Do you think they should have thought this through more? Or do you think the addition of 2 new artists who give their own flavor, their own vibe to the song justifies cutting everyone's parts? Because as I mentioned, Lady Gaga's parts are cut out as well. But she's also not part of a group, so if her parts are cut, it's not as significant as cutting out 2 whole members, right? So let me know what you think about that. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. If you did, leave a candy emoji alongside your comment if you made it this far without skipping. I mean, maybe even if you skip 2, it's fine. As for me, I'm gonna get going, but don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. And you can too by joining my channel memberships by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button, or joining my Patreon, which is linked below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!